future bass chord pad that we've made in Serum. Hi guys, I'm SKETI, welcome back to a new tutorial. This time we're going to look how to make that future bass chord pad sound in Serum, so let's get to it. Right, so I've already created the chord pattern, which I'll just play back now. It's just got a sawtooth waveform on at the moment. And this is just written in F minor with lots of 7th and 9th chords scattered around, so like F minor 7 and so on and so forth. But to focus on Serum for now, so I've already set this patch up, but I've brought everything back down to its basics, so then we can basically build it back up and hear what it sounds like all together. So we've got a sawtooth wave here, and the first thing that I find in future bass style pad chords is turn the unison up. So I usually find around 5 works the best, and I've set the detune down and the blend down a little bit, and also the random all the way down so it starts from the same point. So we can listen to that now. Cool. Next thing, I've just added a sub oscillator underneath it at the same octave. This time I'm keeping the octaves both at 0 instead of like when I'm doing bass patches in Serum where it's down to -1. I've used the analog the analog sine wave, there, and also set the level down, which I'm going to get to the LFO in a second, how that's working. We can hear what that sounds like all together. I've also added oscillator B here with, if you go into the spectral waveforms, solid phase 1 SL, and I've just kept the wavetable position at the bottom. That's going to be controlled by a macro in a bit, and also turn the random all the way down, so we can listen to that together as well. I've also fine-tuned this 15 cents above the other two in pitch, so yeah, we can listen to that together as well. I also added some J106 chorus noise as well, key triggered it, one-shotted it, and also set it to 36 semitones on the pitch dial. And this is just to add an extra bit of noise and grip. Well, not really grip, but extra sort of harmonics above the sound. This is also going to be controlled by LFO1 as well. Cool. And the other thing that you're hearing is I've turned the master level down. I've just turned the compressor to multiband mode, and I've set the low band to 120%, the mid band to 117%, and I think I kept the high at 100%, just kept that as normal. Right, so let's focus on this first LFO for now. So I'm just going to turn these levels all the way down, like so. And what I've done, yeah, they're all the way down, is I've set this to re-trigger, so every time there's a new chord it triggers again, and I've set it at 1/16th note speed, and also I'm controlling that on the second macro, so it goes between 1/16th and 1/8th note, so that's going to be automated soon, and this is what it sounds like now. And if I just go to the automation of this channel as well, you can see how I have done macro 2, so it's a 16th note at the beginning and then 8th notes and so on and so forth. Cool. I also added a filter, and I applied this LFO to that filter as well on the cutoff, and I'm using MG Low 18, resonance set at 15%, the cutoff set at 167 Hz, I think that's right, 137 Hz, yeah, because it's moving, and I've set the fat all the way up to 100%, and this filter is controlling oscillator A, B, and the noise oscillator, but not the sub, because it's just an analog sine wave, so there's no real top end to it. So this is what that sounds like now, which I'm going to turn this macro all the way back down to its base, because I'm also using this so I can take the filter cut off as well if I don't need it. Cool. And then I've also used a macro on the wavetable position of the solid phase 1 SL, just because as you sweep through it, it changes the sound of it, and you can just get some tonality changes as well. Which allow, obviously, if you want to automate that, you can. It allows you to change the sound over time. Cool, so that's pretty much the front page, that's all of the settings, yeah. Now it's onto the effect. So I did a little bit of distortion, the tube, and I only turned the driver very slightly to 32%, and that's all I've done to it, nothing else. Cool, we've also got hyper dimension, as I often use. If you've seen my other tutorials, set it to retrigger mode, set the mix to 17%. I've also then turned the dimension on, set that to 5%, and also this LFO is controlling the mix of that as well, so we can listen to that together as well. So that's just to add a little bit of extra width. And then the reverb I've also added as well, set it to plate mode, pre-delay all the way down, low cut up so it's not really reverbing the bottom end, high cut up to 43%, damp to 64%, and then the width all the way to 100% as well. So this is what that sounds like together. Cool, I'm just going to turn this level down of the sub as well. Yeah, that's better. And the last thing that I did is I also changed the width of this unison here to 30 because I found it was a little bit too wide. Now obviously that's to taste. For me, I decided to make it a little bit skinnier in the stereo field, so it wasn't as wide. But yeah, with some music, this is what the whole thing sounds like. So this is that future bass chord pad that we've made in Serum. Nice one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that preset for a free download in the description. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, guys. If you want to leave a like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so obviously you see these future videos more in the future as well. If you want to leave a comment with any suggestions or questions you've got about this. But yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Everybody jump up, come on!